So almost a year ago to the day, I drove down to South Wales to check out a very rare second-hand Hyundai IONIQ Electric, and it's actually the car that we're sat in now and the one that we ended up buying. We let them know we were coming, but as we were going to test the car, it was frozen solid. So I was there with my father and my daughter, and one of the things that impressed my dad immediately about it, and I thought was quite impressive, was how quickly it heated up. So in this video, we're just going to ask the question, is an electric car the best place to be when it's cold? Electrical efficiency. Now, I should state from the outset, the one drawback with the IONIQ, of course, is that it doesn't have an app. So with the Nissan LEAF we used to have before, I could actually heat the car up without even being in it from, well, anywhere really, with a mobile reception signal, as long as the car, the Nissan LEAF, also had a signal. If it's plugged in, you can put it on a scheduled timer, but maybe I'll deal with that in a different video. What I want to show here is the kind of experience of the car that sort of impressed us when we were thinking of buying it, because it was frozen, maybe a bit less than this, but it was frozen solid when we had to sit in it to test drive it. They just gave us the keys and said off you go. And we'd just been in a BMW i3 where it was very difficult to keep it clear the whole time. I don't know if that's a problem with i3s or just that particular one or just the way we were doing the settings. But still, it was a marked contrast then with the way that the IONIQ Electric defrosted so quickly and kept itself really clear for the whole test drive. So now we'll switch it on and get it started up. Okay, so let's put the front on and maximum heat. Also, you've got your heated seats in the IONIQ. There's 3 stages, so I'll put that up full, and a heated steering wheel in this one as well. And of course, while I'm running this pump, I'll go outside and film the noise from outside. It is making noise, but it's not actually putting out any exhaust gases. Nothing much happening yet. Wiper's still frozen solid to the windscreen. Interestingly, there's no heating for the camera for the lane keeping assist. You can see it's frozen solid. My neighbour leaving there in his electric car again with no problems in the slight cold. This is 1 minute and 40 seconds since I started it going. Not going to run the wipers yet to clear it, but it's clearing pretty fast. So now we're probably at about 2 minutes. Okay, so I should show some details. It's -2. I think it might have been about -3 when we started. Vapor coming up. I could probably switch it off now actually. So I'll put it to just auto. Put it to auto there at a lower heat. Actually, I can put this down even further actually. I don't need it that warm in here. So, sorry, I should have shown as well the power level. So normally when these sort of things are running, yeah, that's about right actually. That's about what I've seen previously, of about 4 kilowatts when it's doing sort of clearing heating. And then once it's stabilized, it should drop to about 1.5. And then when you're on a long run at, say, 20, it'll be alternating between about 0 and 1. If you've got the air conditioning on eco, it'll kind of pulse it. So, is an electric car the best place to be when it's cold then? Yes, I think so. The pros definitely are that you're not putting out exhaust fumes while you're heating up the car. It heats up fairly quickly, and the power drain in our IONIQ Electric, because you've got the 3-stage heated seats and a heated steering wheel, you can kind of run the aircon lower. The cons then, obviously it does take some chunk out of your range, showing 10 miles loss here now. If we turn the climate off, we bring back 10 miles of possible range. And also the fact that, you know, other parts of the car that would normally be warmed by an engine won't heat up. So the door handles and, you know, the sort of door materials, the door fronts and so on, have not heated up at all with the heating running. The lights too, I'd probably have to go and give the lights a scrape before setting off, you know, to be safe if it was driving at night or whatever, just to make sure the light is getting through. Another thing, that even though the camera has now cleared, the radar is still iced up, which might affect the performance of the smart cruise control. I'm not sure. Oh, and another weird thing with the IONIQ actually is that the rear heated screen, it's more or less cleared now, as you can kind of see, and it's still on, so I'll just switch that off preemptively there. It seems to stay on for quite a long time in this. In other cars I've had, it switches off a lot quicker than this one. So I hope that was useful for you to see kind of the performance of an electric car defrosting in not too cold, as -2, but you know, defrosting fairly quickly, with the footage from outside as well to show what's happening, and me kind of wandering around showing various bits that are happening. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. Wishing you a happy new year, if it's your time of year to celebrate that, and bye for now. Now the only disadvantage now, of course, is going from a fairly efficient, modern, heated, really toasty electric car into, even though it's a relatively new build house, you know, our house is cold and it costs a fortune to heat it off the gas system. So yeah, that's the one disadvantage of having an electric car in this kind of climate, is you'd prefer to be in the car than in your house.